Welcome to Wintertodt, everyone, a mass graveyard for hardcore Ironman. It's best not to go too AFK at this minigame style boss fight. For our video today, we'll be covering solo Wintertodt and the combat achievements. If you're wondering which one is best, masses give about 30% more XP while solos give about 50% more rewards. If you only want levels, it's better to go to masses. If you want GP, loot, or any of the uniques, it's better to do solos. Wintertodt is located on the continent of Karen. The quickest way there is via the Games Necklace teleport option. However, players must first visit Karen before teleports are available. This means you'll need to speak to Veos in Port Sarim to get a free boat ride there. If you're going on foot, then you'll run from Port Piscarelius through Arceus and then up the mountains. Requirements are everything mandatory to do the fight and get the combat achievements. That said, you'll need 50 woodcutting and 50 firemaking to access Wintertodt. For the combat achievements, you'll need a player-owned house and completion of the quest Druidic Ritual. Optionally, having 60 agility and a low-level HP account can help. It's also suggested that new players complete the mini-quest Daddy's Home for construction XP to boost rates once you arrive to Wintertodt. For items, you'll need 4 pieces of clothing, an axe, a hammer, a tinderbox, and some food. If you decide to do masses, you won't be required to have a hammer or herbler, as other people in the fight can take care of those things for you. Part of Wintertodt requires 4 pieces of warm clothing to reduce damage. You can use several holiday pieces as well as some additional gear on screen. For new accounts, or Ironman, the Clue Hunter outfit works well. You can import the tile markings of where to dig them up down in the description. And here's a quick overview of where to find them. Now, to import tile markers, simply copy the info in the link, right-click on your minimap icon, and then select Import. When doing solos, you'll primarily use cakes as a low level. For mid to high level accounts, you'll want to bring Saradomin Brews. Depending on your HP, you may also benefit from wine or sharks, though they are mostly used in masses. This works because Wintertodt damage scales with your HP, warm clothing, and firemaking level. If you're interested in finding out more, check the Wintertodt damage calculator link down in the description. But for basics, at 10 HP, everything will hit you for 1 to 3 HP, and at 99 HP, everything can hurt you for 10 to 36 hit points. Moving on to some specifics for Ironman. As mentioned earlier, the mini-quest Daddy's Home will give some early construction levels to help you gain more XP while you're at Wintertodt. You can also complete both Druidic Ritual and Priest and Pearl without leveling up your HP to 11. If you plan on following the popular Ironman guide, you'll have to go a bit out of order doing agility early via the obstacle courses and complete the waterfall quest in order to have the melee stats required for the quest combats. But this will let you have 60 agility, full graceful, and the ability to make potions so you can easily get all the combat achievements from the start. This is how I did it on my Gim account so I could grind out solos and avoid masses. For the combat achievements, you can now get a total of 13 points. There are 4 easy tasks, 2 mediums, and 1 hard that you can see on screen. Just note that for the Leaving No One Behind and the Can We Fix It are best done in masses, which I'll demonstrate later. As for XP, it scales with your level, but to give you an estimate, at level 50, you net approximately 161,000 XP an hour, and at level 70, you get about 226k. So levels definitely go by fast. As for points, you need at least 500 points to receive a reward crate that has 2 rolls in it. For every additional 500 points, you get 1 more reward point, capping at 3,500 points, or 28 rewards. For points in between 1 and 499, you get a % chance at rolling an additional reward. So it's possible to receive 1 extra reward with an odd number of points, as long as you're below the cap of 20. For rewards, any Pyromancer piece drops at a rate of 1 out of 150. The Tome of Fire is 1 out of 1k, while burnt pages drop at a rate of 1 out of 45. The pet is 1 out of 5k, and the dragon axe is 1 out of 10k. Standard loot varies depending on your skilling levels, but you can get anything from GP, fish, herbs, ores, seeds, and some other things. Once you have 3 pieces of warm gloves, though, any additional rolls will give you a magic seed instead. Having 3 bruma torches and rolling a 4th one will give you a tortsel seed instead. So it's best to hang on to duplicate gloves and bruma torches for this reasons. Otherwise, duplicate pieces can be exchanged for additional supply crates, but note that these extra crates can't give you a unique. Though you actually can get the Dragon Axe, but that is the only unique you can possibly get from these. And you also can't get burnt pages. Alright, with all the background info covered, let's jump into the basics of the fight. I'm going to keep this information on screen in case anyone wants to reference it later on, but the goal is to keep 4 braziers lit until Wintertodt is between 20 and 25% HP. Then focus on maintaining 2 braziers until Wintertodt is under 16% HP. After this point, the boss will become a bit more passive and you can focus on maintaining a single brazier. If the HP falls under 6%, then hold off on lighting it in order to avoid accidentally ending the game early. If at any point you want to end the game, just focus on keeping as many braziers lit as you can. I like to start out by grabbing 5 potions, then running over to grab some herbs. This will make the potions that you need to heal the pyromancers. Now Wintertodt is subdued by running around the room and keeping the braziers lit and the pyromancers healthy. If either a brazier or a pyromancer falls, then Wintertodt will slowly take less and less damage. If Wintertodt isn't taking any damage, then it will start regaining HP. This is where having 60 agility comes in handy so you can cross the pillars on the north side. Without this, you'll probably deplete your run energy too quickly. For reference, Wintertodt is only being damaged if you see these green fire orbs being shot from the braziers. And to note, chopping, fletching, and burning logs will give you points and XP but doesn't actually do anything to help you subdue Wintertodt. So at this point, the goal is to get the HP under 20. Fletch and chop if you have time, but it's not a priority at this moment. At this point, you want to get Wintertodt under 16 HP, which will pacify it a little bit, meaning that you'll start taking less damage. Now you can track the braziers and the pyromancers as well as your points via the top left-hand interface, which will tell you just about everything you need to know. Now the boss's attacks are as follows. You have standard attacks, which vary depending on the amount of braziers lit, but it's instant and unavoidable damage. These attacks interrupt your animations of burning logs, fletching, and picking herbs. And don't bother spam clicking, it'll only prevent you from doing anything. Alright, moving on to phase 3 of the fight. This is where you'll focus on keeping Wintertodt below 15% HP and focusing on a single brazier while paying attention to chopping, fletching, and burning logs in order to get points. Now, Wintertodt will also attack the pyromancers themselves, draining their health. They also attack the braziers. They have 2 attacks for that. The first one simply turns the brazier off. The second attack will drop snow over the braziers, breaking it, damaging you and the pyromancer. The damage is avoidable, just step 1 tile away when you see the snow. Wintertodt also has a big area of attack, which you can tell is incoming by the snow dropping overhead. Move out of the way to avoid this damage. Just be sure to revive the pyromancer whenever it falls. So at this point, you'll simply repeat the process until you're ready to end the game. Remember, your points cap at 13,500 or 28 rewards. Now, since our combat achievement is fulfilled at only the 3k point, I decided to end the round around 5k points since there's really no difference between stopping here or prolonging the fight until the full points. And with that, we're ready to move on to the other combat achievements. So, I'm here on World 307 with my original Wintertodt outfit just to show you what I first went in with. I dug up the Clue Hunter boots and gloves, got a Staff of Fire, and a rainbow scarf, and the rest was graceful. Now, this was on my Ironman, so that's why I got nothing fancy. But anyways, as you go, you'll replace the pieces with pyro gear, drop the tinderbox once you get a broom, a torch, so on. And the stamina is just because this is my 3rd attempt and while I was running out of burn energy. But anyways, we're after 2 CAs. Can we fix it and leave no one behind? This requires not letting all 4 braziers be broken at once and not letting a pyromancer fall. The brazier challenge, you're going to get that no matter what since this is a mass game, so don't even worry about it. As for the pyromancers, it's a bit more RNG based, but only slightly. The biggest thing to remember is that you will need at least 500 points to get that kill completion. Now, like I said, this is my 3rd attempt, but basically what we're going to do, we're going to grab a few potions, 5 will be more than enough, stand by the brazier and light it once the round starts for free XP and points. From there, you're going to go over, grab the herbs, and make the potions. You're going to chop an inventory full of logs, and then run around the room to the different pyromancers. Make sure you fletch your logs while you're running so you're not wasting time. And if you happen to notice that a brazier breaks, run over to that area immediately as the pyromancer will always be hurt. Now, healing them with a potion won't restore all their HP, so use the potion on them 2 or 3 times until they tell you that they're fine, and then move on. And that's really about all there is to it. If you're failing this after a couple of times, maybe try and pay attention if there's an area where a pyromancer goes down more often than another, and then try and camp that area a little bit more. But really, this should be enough to get you both CAs in just a few attempts. It took me 3, probably I think all 3 times that I've done this challenge, it took me 3 attempts. So it's definitely feasible relatively quick.